Anybody want to party? Anybody want to rock and roll?
Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show, your weekly rock news outlet here in the Midwest, and big old show by golly this week. I'm your host Murph, by the way, and yeah, we got a fabulous show this week. Of course, the band Green Day, yeah, they managed to make it into the news, and we got to talk a little about the hurricane and efforts to help the situation down there. Oh, of course, Dave Grohl. Wouldn't be a show without Dave Grohl in the news. He's there, and oh, we got an exciting video we're gonna peruse, and a little bit of this, a little bit of Oasis, Pink Floyd, some festival news that was unexpected, and but I can't do it alone, man. I gotta have my co-host, and that would be the one, the only, the Oracle of Aurora, Illinois. That would be Doc Vox. What's shaking,
I
Doc?
like that. The Oracle of Aurora. Yeah, I like that. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
doing all right, man. Yes, another week of rock news, which I gotta say, man, thank God for the rock and roll. If all I had to do was follow the regular news, I'd be losing my mind right now, man. It's just, but it's so much funner to follow the rock news, and yeah, we got a good batch of it this week for sure. So, if first time tuning in, we do this every single week. So if you like to keep up like they used to do on the old MTV News and wacky and important and interesting stories, that's what we do every week. So please consider subscribing and joining us. It's a good time. So yeah, this week first up, rock and roll's a long line of bands getting banned from radio and from places and whatnot, and we got one of those situations this week.
You're darn tootin', boy. Billy Joe Armstrong, lead guitarist, vocalist for Green Day. Yeah, he sparked uproar during a Green Day concert in San Francisco when he took aim at the Oakland A's, the Major League Baseball, because they're moving. You know, everybody's getting out of Oakland. All the teams are getting out of Oakland.
Yeah.
And he's an Oakland native himself, and he's ticked off about John Fisher, the owner, and his decision to move the team. But this is from Variety, by the way, and it is what it is. But Oakland's really something, man. It's really gone downhill quite a bit. But boy, he was doing that concert, and he strolls on up to the mic and says, "We don't take shit from people like effing John Fisher. I hate Las Vegas," he says. Adding that Las Vegas is, quote, "the worst shithole in America." Oh boy, wow, that's saying a lot. Yeah, wow. The worst shithole in America, and jeez, because of this, there's a few stations in Las Vegas that are not going to play his music anymore. And boy, oh boy, what do you do? But I think haven't most all the major teams moved out of Oakland? Haven't they all? As far as I know, gee, the Raiders. I think the basketball teams moved on. And
Yeah.
now they got the football team moving on.
They even had the In-N-Out Burger franchise move out of there, man. Yeah, it's talking about shitholes, man. I mean, I don't know, never been to Oakland, but from the looks of it and everybody leaving out of there and things closing up, it can't be going too well, that's for sure. So yeah, Billy Joe, man, he's putting on his fake tough guy, punk rock guy persona, and
he's
cussing and trying to make a point and everything. I guess you're playing to the home crowd a little bit. Yeah, everybody's upset all the teams are leaving, but still now you've upset Las Vegas, which by the way, you might want to do a residency some point down the line. You kind of biting the hand that might be possibly feeding you there. So
good call on that, Doc. We keep hearing about more and more residencies going on in Vegas. That's for another show, but yeah. So there's a couple of stations, KOMP 92.3. Yeah, they declared no more Green Day on their Instagram, adding that they had, quote, pull any and all Green Day from its rotating playlist. It's not us, Billy. It's you. So yeah, it's stupid stuff. Stupid. Uh, all
Well,
these.
too, I'm sure it's a bit of a publicity stunt too on the part of the radio stations too. Oh, you don't like our town? Listen to Comp, whatever, KOMP, or Green Day, whatever. Like they used to do in the old days when they didn't play the Beatles
Sure,
songs and stuff. But
man. Oh
but
man.
yeah, a bit of a publicity stunt on both ends, really. But hey, in this day and age, you can't afford to burn any bridges, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
uh,
another station, X 107.5, they posted on their website that they are also pulling Green Day from their playlist. In response to Armstrong's inflammatory comments, the website read the station is banning all Green Day music effective immediately. So yeah, a little bit of stunt, but that's what radio stations are for. Stunts. Morning circuses or morning zoos or whatever the
yeah,
hell they used
right.
to call them. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, let's go to the weather. Yeah. Hey, traffic's pretty bad out there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whatever. But yeah, Johnny B, he was the best morning guy. Of course, everybody around Chicago, they know what I'm talking about. So yeah, Green Day, getting their not getting their shit
Yeah, like
together
I
in that
said,
respect.
it's just more that fake tough guy, fake punk, all
Oh,
be tough. It's just I don't
he
know. He
just
just
seems
rubs
to
me the
be a
wrong
big
way sometimes.
annoyance.
I'm okay with Green Day as a band. I got quite a few of their CDs. American Idiot's a great album, man. I love that album. But yeah, as far as his on stage persona, I kind of do without it. But whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So be it. We'll see what happens. You're right, though. Yeah, he may want to do a residency at the Sphere or something like everybody else is at
Right.
Magnificent Sphere there, but or the Hard Rock or whatever. But yeah, he's screwing it. He's screwing it up. So, way to go. I bet his bandmates are just thrilled about that. Here's another story. Oh, where are they? There's the good people of Metallica right there. My gosh, the Hurricane Helene, it just totally destroyed whole towns, and beyond. My gosh, whole towns totally disappeared off the face of the earth on the map. That's unbelievable. And yeah, there's always a criticism of the government, of course, because they're like a wheel that rolls very slowly. So, but there's people stepping up to the plate, and one of them is Metallica, the good boys of Metallica. They're throwing 100 grand into the support Hurricane Helena recovery situation. So I must say that's a good start, and I'm sure a lot of bands, they don't have a lot of money, but it's good that the real successful ones are stepping up. And way to go on them cats. It's 100,000, but it's a start anyway because they need a
Yeah,
lot.
they got two foundations. They're giving 50 grand each to World Central Kitchen and Team Rubicon. So these are
Okay.
these are the charities that they're giving it to. And then also, this just came up. I saw Ivan Moody, our buddy from Five Finger Death Punch,
Oh, there he is right
is
there.
donating his proceeds from the Aftershock Festival
Ah,
To Baby, a nonprofit helping with recovery efforts in the wake of Hurricane Helene. So yeah, another guy on board, man. So I don't know what that's going to come out to, but
it's
and for
any
every
any
bit that
little
they,
thing
they donate,
helps.
yeah, anything that they donate too, that's just going to get their fans, aware and involved, and that's going to
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
even more,
Tell your fans to
donations.
donate
So
and whatnot. And of course, the queen of excellence, Dolly. She's
oh
she's
yeah,
going all out. She put up a mill of her own money,
a
and
cool million, man.
she's spearheading a $5 million donation for the relief, the hurricane relief, and if she gets the 5 million, I think it's Walmart's going to match her.
Oh wow,
And that's above and beyond the 1 million she's already done. So, holy cow, because she's got all sorts of business ventures, and they're all chipping in too. The country singer herself is personally donating $1 million, while her various business ventures, including Dollywood Parks and Resorts, Dolly Parton Stampede and Pirate, Voyage Dinner and Show, as well as the Dollywood Foundation, have pledged an additional million. So money's going to the Mountain Ways Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to providing immediate assistance to Hurricane Helene flood victims. There you go. So she got a 2 million from her and her entities going, and Walmart previously committed 6 million to hurricane relief. Announced it would be contributing an additional 4 million. I mean, 4 million. Everybody's got to step up. All these rich people. This is your time. This is why this country made you rich. It's for times like this, so that you can throw a little bit into the, a little something for the effort, so to speak. But good for her. Good for her. I'm not
Yeah, these
surprised.
folks are definitely going to need more than that 750 that Kamala's throwing their way. But
Well, that's FEMA. I guess that's FEMA's limit.
well, FEMA, I
But
should say. Yeah. Sorry,
but
didn't
they
mean
can
to
be
get
changed.
political, but yeah, you're right. The government, yeah, it's not.
But you're right. Nonetheless, it's still the
She's the
government.
one that gave the speech.
I hate
it,
politicians. One of these shows,
Oh, man.
one of these shows, we're going to have to talk about and just how much I hate them all. But that's not for this show. I just do. They're all so horrible. But yeah, but Dolly isn't. Dolly, through her book program, making sure not young kids get free books as they're growing up. I mean, she's just done so much. And here's another, here she is again, stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, and on top of that, she redid her famous song Jolene, doing it Helene. You broke us all apart. It's kind of how
no kidding.
So the proceeds of that as well go. So she's just all about it, man. She's just any way that she can and getting awareness going and money flowing, and I mean that's her people. She gave a press conference, I guess, or some type of speech like that.
Press gaggle.
And
gaggle.
yeah, just kind of came off the teleprompter and said, "No, I don't need that. I'm speaking from the heart. These are my people. This is my And yeah, God bless her, man. Dolly to the rescue again, man.
Boy, yeah. Let's hear some more.
She's up there with John Bon Jovi, man.
Legendary. John Bon Jovi. Yeah. So good for them. Good for them for kicking in where they need to. And let's hear some more. How these 1%ers. It's time to give a little of that 1% back instead of telling us how to vote and whatnot. If I may, once again, delve into the political. Leave us alone. Spend your money on the people that need it. Here's somebody who doesn't need any money. That would be our very own Dave Grohl.
Yeah, he was the other guy that used to be thought of up in those, upper, heights of nice guy, with Bon Jovi and Dolly and everybody, and kind of had his fall from grace. And there's more on that now. So
yeah. Loudwire is reporting. He's been spotted out and about without his wedding ring. The former Nirvana drummer dramatically admitted, or blah blah, he fathered a child outside his marriage. And nearly 4 weeks later, has now been photographed running errands in California. And really, these people, they're the worst. He was seen wearing a black T-shirt, khaki trousers, and a baseball cap. And his wedding band was notably missing from his hand. And that's great. There's no way to reconcile and to get back in the good graces than not wearing a wedding ring. Shit, if I was him, I'd have a wedding ring the size of a freaking donut on my hand. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. The wife's not wearing one either. So.
Oh no! Oh,
yeah. So she's also, and I guess she's known about this for a while. She didn't find out when we all found out. She knew about it long before Dave came out public with it. So they've been wrestling with this for a while, and I guess this is the point they're at now. So. Like we mentioned last show, Foo Fighters are on hiatus now, and then that's been extended indefinitely.
Well, let's move on to that
tour.
Yeah, let's move on to that
rest
one.
Of the tour.
There we go. Let's move on to that one. Yeah, headlined Metal Addicts site. The Foo Fighters to take indefinite hiatus as Dave Grohl works to earn back family trust. Oh yeah, sure. The only way he's going to ever do that is to have him come on tour with him and be around all points because, a rock tour. Come on, let's get real. Rock tours. Ouch. There's too much temptation. Too much. So, yeah, they've canceled everything, I'm sure the rest of the band made a boatload of money. except maybe the drummer. He's only been on one tour, so I hope he's saved his
Oh, but
pennies and dimes.
he's a well established drummer. He's he's not counting just on that, so he's
Yeah,
fine.
that's true. He'll be fine, obviously. Yeah. But source close to the band disclosed the reason for the hiatus with one source sharing the detail with the Sun saying, "It's been a turbulent few years with the loss of their best friend, drummer Taylor Hawkins, the death of Dave's mom. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
that's right. Yeah,
And
yeah,
now the birth of his new child. Oy. So his mom passed? Oh, cripes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a
Shortly after
crappy year.
Taylor, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a crappy year. Yeah. He's got the money. Time to kick back. Maybe go take a walk in the woods or something, and just listen to the silence or something. It's time to get away from the mayhem of the rock world, if you will. And I will, yes. But well, there you go,
Yeah, we
Dave.
talked about last week. We had ex girlfriend Carrie Word chimed in, and this week we got ex girlfriend Jennifer Finch. Remember from band L7? Remember they were
All
one of those
right,
riot girl bands back in
loser
the
seven,
'90s.
yeah.
And she said he's trying everything he can to make good and reconcile
Hmm.
and everything, but yeah, who
Boy, oh
knows? Like we said, we
boy.
see both of them are now out and about. Without, I feel like we're like TMZ all of a sudden here, man. Like a gossip, but yeah, they're both out
Swear
and
to
out without the
God,
ring.
yeah.
They're both out and out without the rings, So
Fight
you
battling
know,
through the photogs to get in the
only
entrance
they
of the.
know what's truly going on. We'll see.
God, that is just crazy. God Almighty. So yeah, ay, 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 ay. Unbelievable. Oh, here's a story. Oh, let me go back to this.
Here's a great update.
Yeah, we were talking about this about Perry Farrell, his meltdown, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, we got video here from Dan Cleary. Dan Cleary was the bass guitar tech for the band, and
Yeah, longtime friend of Dave Navarro's and tech with the
he-
band, and so he's as tight as you can be with the band. Yeah.
this guy yeah. He's one of these insiders, and like we talk about all the time. Most of the time, when a tour goes to hell or something, it's not the big guys that get hurt the most. It's these guys here. Your
Yeah.
Dan Cleary's. The behind people do all the work behind the stage. They're the ones who get hurt. So I would hope he hooked up with a good band because obviously he's an experienced a guitar bass tech who's probably put up with a lot of crap. So any band, well,
Yeah, apparently.
if he finds a stable band, it'll probably be a blessing. I'll tell you what. But
Right.
yeah, Dan, come across the isolated vocals
This is
of Perry
great.
Farrell during the meltdown he had, and he gives us some he talks about it. He discusses it during the vid. So let's give a listen to that.
You can hear the band a bit in the background. Yeah. He's in the wrong spot.
I'm not talking baby all action. No, I'm talking
Wrong spot.
all action. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Say, oh.
That sounds just frustration, but check this out.
Fuck these motherfuckers!
Oh,
Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck him!
That's when he hits Dave, pushes Dave. Punch.
wow. What do you think about that, Doc?
Dude, when you first hear just his isolated mic, you don't think it's real. It's like, is he really sounding like that? It sounds like something like one of those shredded videos where they just edit in different vocals. But no, that's really what he was doing. And Dude, he was on more than a bottle of wine, man. He's got some deep emotional issues or something, man. No,
Yeah.
who acts like that? He just got himself all worked up and just, F
Well, I
these
like that.
guys. And there is something way deeper going on there, man.
Oh, that
And that's
scream.
how, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That scream. That scream in the middle of the thing where he, wow. It was rather guttural and didn't make any sense musically or whatever. I'm not familiar with the original song. As a matter of fact, I should look into that. I don't know what song that was, but that was a doozy.
Ocean, I believe.
Was
Yeah.
it? Okay, I gotta listen to see how much he screwed it up. But he had that scream in the middle where it's like, yeah, this guy, no, he's
If
off
that's
on
the way he's
another
been
world.
sounding on this tour,
Oh
that's
man,
worse than that's worse than we thought, man. That's
wow,
that's
wow.
horrible.
God, this makes me want to research earlier shows of his with that song to see if he was that bad then and just
Right?
didn't have the total meltdown. Because that's really, wow, man.
And
Wow.
almost like he forgot lyrics and was just up there grunting and grunting, like turned into James Brown all of a sudden up there, man. Just
Got the fucking world, got the world by the balls, and he just can't handle it. They
yeah,
probably
yeah,
sell out all their shows, you know, just
yeah,
really, wow.
yeah.
And just had him
Oh yeah, it's
had
all
the
done
world
now.
by the nads. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's all done now for
gone.
sure.
Wow,
And
that's
that's the way
amazing.
they're going out. That's the way they'll be known. That's their legacy right now, or at least his for sure. And as
Oh
well, the
my
bands too, I
gosh.
guess, yeah. But yeah, that's how people are gonna think of. Oh yeah, I remember James Addiction. They're the ones that blew up on stage, and the
And
guy
too
that
bad
looks like
'cause
a wax figure blew up on stage.
it's like Dave
Oh
was
my god!
doing just fine over there, just letting Perry be the front man, and he was riffing off some good leads right there. I heard, and here comes douchebag. Yeah, hey
F
man,
this guy.
hey man, fuck them. Yeah. Whoa,
And
dude.
I'm not pushing. I'm
Yeah,
like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Oh, dude,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
just getting himself
Oh
all man.
boy, Dave should have just done a El Kabong. You remember
Oh yeah.
that cartoon back in our days of our youth?
Deputy Dog. Right?
El Kabong, take the guitar and wham right over the head. Jiminy creepers. Way to go. Way to the dope. So yeah, they're done for us. And you're right though. It's Yoko Ono revisited. Haven't heard shit from them now. She's probably all freaked out. She was hoping to dance, on stage. What a
Yeah, right.
freaking crap show that would have been. I don't, boy. So it's probably best that they are gone. You know who
That's like
isn't?
why she's with him is to get in the show business. Is to get it. She's Yoko, man. She's trying to get in, and now that he's blown that,
Wow.
yeah, where's their relationship going to go now? But
Yeah. He was her meal ticket to fame and
right.
fortune. And now he's done for, and everybody knows he's a whack job. Yeah. So let's see how she handles the situation. Here's an
Well,
interesting
I'm
situation.
sure with financial wise, money wise, he's doing well. But as far as being able
But
to
the
put her on
people like
stage,
Dan
that's a whole
Cleary
nother
are,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dan Cleary's hurting now. Now he's
Well, yeah,
pissed
that
off,
too.
so
But
he's gonna post shit to let people know what was really going on. So, yeah, yeah. So, but oh,
yeah, that's a great video.
yeah, yeah, it is. Here we go. Oasis. There they are. Oasis.
Oh, that's a great story.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oasis. According to Loudwire, Oasis implements multiple unique anti-scalping measures for their North American tour dates. Now, we talked about this, how they put tickets out for the UK shows, and they had like 1 million tickets go almost immediately. Boom, gone. And wow. And now, of course, the scalpers come into the picture now. And they're trying to do something about that in their North American tours by they're taking measures to try and keep the scalpers from buying up right out of the gate. What do you think about while they're asking certain questions, apparently that if people don't know, well, here's where I don't understand. Any question they ask can be researched, Doc. So even a scalper can answer the question and boom, get the ticket. So they're asking questions that
Well, if you don't know the
supposedly
questions coming up, and maybe they just give you a few seconds to do it, or
that
to
could be
respond.
Wow.
But yeah, now that the questions have been published, yeah, now you know. But I'm sure the tickets are all gone now at this point too. But I think it's awesome, man. This is one of the things as a concert goer you always think about when you're up in the nosebleeds and you sit there and you look at the corporate jerks down there on the front row. They're not the real fans. They don't know about they don't even know about this album. They don't or whatever.
Sure.
And they have some kind of quiz to get the real fans in there. That's awesome. I love it. I think it should be taken to the next level. And the better the ticket, the harder the trivia questions, man. So you get the real true fans are down there up in front, and it goes back as your fandom goes, your seats go. So I think it's a great idea, man. I don't think it'll be taken to the extreme I'm talking about, but
Well, we'll see.
it's kind of cool. They ask them the one question: when was the last time Oasis toured North America? And if you don't know that, you're kicked out immediately. You're out of what they call the ballot application.
Whoa.
So apparently this is a multi-step process, but you're out of the ballot application if you don't know that question. So
wow.
that's
that's
awesome,
nice.
man.
So somebody new who wants to enjoy them will get kicked out immediately, and then they'll never see the band they want to see. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I suppose that would be the issue: is what questions would you ask, what would be important.
I would ask them what one food product never spoils, and make them
Honey.
answer that within two. Well, yes, but most people wouldn't know that, Doc. Honey never spoils. Ladies and gentlemen, never spoils. But wow, like well, I'm thinking of like a first time fan who wants to go become a fan, and they get kicked out right away because they're not knowledgeable. And I mean, yeah, it can go both ways. But let me tell you, a statement by the band's management. They said it is widely accepted that dynamic pricing remains a useful tool to combat ticket. They say touting. I think they mean gouging or whatever, and keep prices for a significant portion of fans lower than the market rate and thus more affordable. But when unprecedented ticket demand, where the entire tour could be sold many times over at the moment tickets go on sale, is combined with technology that cannot cope with that demand, it becomes less effective and can lead to an unacceptable experience for fans. That was a mouthful, whatever that meant. Jeez, thank God I don't want to go see them. But if I did, like I say, listen to the local stations, try and get an up close seat where you can harass the brothers.
Well,
try and get
blows
them to
my
fight
mind
on stage.
is it's only 5 cities in North America. It's only 3 in the U.S. They got Toronto, 3 in the U.S., Jersey, Chicago, and L.A., and then Mexico City.
Wow. Well, of course it's going to be sold out in like 10 seconds. Oh, man, that's rotten to the core, boys. Only 5. Wow. Well, but really,
3 in the U.S.
Got at least Taylor Swift, she did like 500 shows, so you could see them. 5 shows, yeah.
Well, I didn't expect them to do a big, it's kind of a reunion thing, so I didn't expect that. But maybe they're just testing the waters and making sure they can get through these 3. Maybe they're just taking it in chunks, man, just to make sure that they can get through it and, they don't overcommit to things, concerts that they might not make. They can blow up at any second, man. So
that's true. 5 may be about their limit. At the end of the 5, they're like, my brother's a wanker. I gotta get away.
Maybe I'll take another 6 months off or something. But
he's not only a wanker, he's a sod.
But no, I think it's a great. Oh, what was the other question? They had another question that had no bearing on it.
Well, let me see that. I got 2 of them here.
How many Oasis shows have you been to?
Yeah,
and then it has an asterisk. This will have no bearing on your ballot application. That's what they call it.
And the second one: what year did Oasis last play in North America? Your answer must be correct to qualify for the ballot. Well, I ain't taking no freaking test. Really. I don't need. I don't want my number 2 pencil. Jeez.
Well, no, it's not. I love it though, man. I would love to be. Dude, you know how many shows I've been to up in the nosebleeds watching Springsteen or whoever, and just thinking, man, they don't deserve to be down there. But I think it's great, man. I hope everybody does. Like I said, I hope they take it to the different stages, different levels.
We'll see. Fans are taking it both ways, but like I say, if you're a new fan, then you're shit. Well, only 5 shows. Why even bother?
Well,
Why
it's a
even bother?
reunion tour, so I guess it's
Oh,
more
that yeah,
appropriate
yeah.
on a reunion kind of tour than it would be on a regular, supporting an album or something. So
All
yeah,
right,
I don't know.
we'll go with that. We'll
We'll
leave
see if it
away.
sticks, man.
Well, we'll see what happens, and that's all I got to say about. All right, moving on. Yeah, there's a good boys of Pink Floyd. There they are, Pink Floyd guys. Well, we've been talking about this. Well, of course, obviously for a couple of years now, we talked about people selling their catalogs, and we had rumors that Pink Floyd was looking into it, and sure enough, bada bing, bada boom, they've sold their music catalog. The headline says for an astonishing amount, but I'm not surprised it wasn't
Relatively
more.
so, yeah, not so
To
much, yeah.
Sony for 400 million. Yes, yes. The deal includes the whole recording catalog, the neighboring rights, whatever that is, and name and likeness rights, but not publishing rights. That's probably why it's only 400 million. They're retaining the publishing rights. So, wow.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, it
they
just says the catalog. Well, what's the difference then between? I thought when you owned the catalog, that was what that was owning the publishing rights.
publishing right. I know, but they're probably likenesses and the sheet music or something. I don't know. That's very odd. But there were two different entities handling Pink Floyd's money. Pink Floyd's let me see, Pink Floyd Limited and Pink Floyd Music Limited, and so they've all gotten together and said
Oh,
enough
that's
is enough. They're
interesting.
generating about 50 million a year in revenue. In 2023, so if they're bringing in 50 mil a year,
That
and
seems low. Then they're selling it for 8 years worth of revenue for good
yeah,
to be
and
done with
not
it.
the publishing rights. So that again, that's pretty bizarre. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it is bizarre.
it says here we talked about this. The news comes after David Gilmour said it would be a quote dream to sell Pink Floyd's music catalog in a recent interview. And it's funny because I've read some of the comments and these jerk offs. Some people, some of the comments. Oh, so now you're selling out to the machine, huh? And all this bullshit. It's like, well, they're in their 80s, for God's sakes. What do you expect them to do? Honestly, you're selling out the machine. No, they're not selling out the machine. Jeez. Oh, gosh. People are just, they're just so horrible.
Everybody's better than
Yeah.
everybody else, man. They gotta,
Welcome to the machine. Well, they made their money and boy, do they deserve it. My gosh. Dark Side of the Moon should have brought 400 million. As far as
right.
I'm concerned,
But
that's
yeah, like
like
you
the
said though, they don't have the
Latin
publishing right.
masterpiece.
That's yeah, it is a bizarre deal. We haven't heard of that one before. But
Yeah,
I
that is a
wonder
first.
where Sid's estate fits in all that. So everything's getting split
Oh,
5 ways. But I'm sure he doesn't get a full 20% because I mean his face stuff he did is not the big stuff. But I'm
oh
sure he gets a
boy, oh
little bit of a
boy.
chunk. Or has he already been paid off? Maybe that's been the case too. Maybe he's already been paid off, and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
these guys now. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of a lot of nuts and bolts to that one for sure. But
Wow, absolutely. 'Cause, yeah, I
they've
mean,
sold
all the
off.
early albums had a lot. Most all of them were his writings and whatnot. So his songs. And Gilmore says to be rid of the decision making and the arguments that are. Oh, what am I doing? To be rid of the decision making and the arguments that involved with keeping it going is my dream. I am not interested in that from a financial standpoint. I'm only interested in it from getting out from the mud bath that it has been for quite a while. And of course, his
Dude,
relationship with
yeah.
Roger Waters. And of course, he had recently came out and said on Enemy he vows to, quote, absolutely not ever perform with Roger Waters again. And he says, I tend to steer clear of people who actively support genocidal and autocratic dictators. So I don't think them two are going to be getting along anymore. So, nonetheless, the music
I think
they
like what
left
you
us,
said, the first part of his quote there, where he's just glad to be done with it, man. Just no more
boom.
arguing about it.
Well, especially
You
at
know,
their age, they don't need that crap. My gosh. Yeah, really.
and quite honestly, it's just making the lawyers rich because they're not talking to each other, so everything's done through the lawyers. It's
Sure.
just making those guys rich. So yeah, I'm sure he's glad to get it done. So yeah, good
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, and yeah, he's done with he done with waters and all that. So more power to him. But oh, there's more news and there's still more to go than that for crying out loud. I mean, my gosh almighty, what do we got going on here? Uh, 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 Oh, this one's this one's a doozy. I tell you, these bands and their outrage. You know, we keep hearing bands pulling out of this and that. I think we had a bunch of bands pull out of a festival earlier this year because I think the army was
No, the bank, Barclays.
oh, was that one of them?
Yeah, Barclays supported the festival, and they also gave loans to arms dealers or the
Well,
arms
there was one in Texas
manufacturers.
too, though.
Yeah.
That was over in England, I believe. This
Yeah,
one
yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah. I thought
Texas,
that's what you were referring to.
where
Okay,
the
different one.
army was one of the promoters, one of the sponsors, and a bunch of
Oh,
bands
right,
pulled out of that.
right. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. We're right. Yeah, yeah.
well, here we go too. The festival is Shell Shock 2. Oh, I think I have it right. I think I have a
Which, by the way, is a festival for veterans. It's a vet
yes,
PTSD charity event. So
but you know, as politics, I hate politics so much. Everything's screwed up. Everything's screwed up. Apparently, at the festival, one of the guest appearances was going to be by Kyle Rittenhouse, and everybody, if you know the situation, yeah, it was a nasty situation. He would, God, there guns, just yeah. I don't even want to get into it. I could go deep.
well,
I'll tell you, dude, I
well,
could
just
go
up the road
way
from us
deep
there in
into it.
Kenosha, Wisconsin, just across the border
Oh,
there.
mm-hmm.
And they had the oh god, I can't remember the guy's name. Jacob Blake, I think, or just something Blake, I think is the guy's name. And there's one of those situations where the police, shot a guy, and so everybody went nuts. And Rittenhouse went in there and got involved and shot some guys, and was it self defense? Anyway, he ended up being acquitted.
Oh
And
yeah,
then there was a
it
whole
was self
big,
defense,
yeah,
but
it was
it
a whole
doesn't
big,
matter. To some people, it didn't matter.
brouhaha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
So
so,
now he's been invited to this festival, which, quite honestly, why?
yeah, exactly. Well,
Why?
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Just because you shot some people in self defense, well, there's a whole bunch of people that have done that, but they weren't invited. Is it because of his celebrity status? And that's basically what this group, one of the main groups,
Well, it's
Evergreen
not even real
Terrorists.
celebrity. It's like pseudo celebrity. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I don't
But
know.
Evergreen Terrorists is the name of the group. There's a few groups: Southpaw, Let Me Bleed, American Hollow. But Evergreen Terrorists, they're the ones who spoke out about it, and they said Evergreen Terrorists has always supported and continues to support I can't believe I can't say that.
Philanthropic.
Philanthropic events for veterans, PTSD awareness, child poverty, and many more. But we will not align with an event promoting a perceived murderer such as Kyle Rittenhouse. That's where they throw me off right there, capitalizing off their pseudo celebrity. I agree
Well,
with
even
that.
if you don't
But
perceive them, others perceive them that way. I mean, so why,
gosh. Yeah, why even have him in there?
why even have them in there?
Just try and keep as neutral as possible because he is a divisive figure, regardless of what he did and the situation. He was found not guilty, of course, because we found out he killed one of them was a pedophile. So I really don't care. That's not the thing, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, and they even they offered to pull Kyle from the event,
Right.
but then they also discovered several associated entities that we simply do not agree with. Okay, well then just run away from everything you don't agree with, I guess. Once they got rid of Kyle, it still wasn't enough. So what if they would have gotten rid of those entities? Then what would it have been then?
Well, you know
Oh
what though?
well,
Some of these bands are probably, between a rock and a hard place too. Kind of, are their fans going to desert them if they stick to something like that? Because that's the way of this world and that generation, man. So, I
yeah.
don't know. I kind of feel for the bands in these situations sometimes. But what kills me is just the organizers of the promoters of the event. Why have them? And then, okay, unless you're really committed to it, as soon as some trouble started brewing, it's okay. We'll pull them out. Well,
Yeah.
then why invite him in the first place,
Yeah,
man? Why now you just caused the trouble, and you're going to get nothing out of it. I mean,
not
if you wanted to
quality
make a
foresight.
statement, make the statement. If you
Yeah.
just did it because you thought it'd be funny or whatever, or a draw or whatever, and now
You
you're
got to think
finding
about
out
the
that you were
event. You got to
wrong.
think about the people you're trying to help, and that wasn't, they had to know it was going to be controversial. So, what a bunch of dopes. In any case, here's a dope. Here's a.
Real before we let that
Here.
go, though, the replacement band, that Evergreen Terrace, they were the headliner, and they were being replaced by a Slipknot tribute band.
Oh, boy.
So
That
there you
serves them
go.
right.
So
there
that's
you
what they
go.
get, a Slipknot tribute
Yeah,
band.
serves them right. There you go. Stay out of politics, people. Come on. But moving on, here's a dope. Here's a dope. There's Taylor Swift. There's Taylor Swift. Apparently, this jerk bought a signed Taylor Swift guitar at an auction for what was it, $4,000 or something like that?
$4,000, yeah.
And immediately destroyed it. What a numbnuts, And geez, some people online are applauding this. I think the guy's just a dumbass myself. What really? Why bother? And then I saw where it really wasn't an official Taylor Swift guitar. That there's actually more of them out there being bandied around. So I hope that's the case.
I think it's signed. I think it's actually signed by her. But yeah, I saw you can buy them. I think even through Amazon, they're like $900 or something. I don't know.
But he smashed it. What are you proving, you dope, big fat dope? But anyway, at least the money I guess went to a charitable situation. So good. At least he got to spend some money on a charity and get his yayas out. I guess.
You look at the video and it looks like it's like an American Legion Hall kind of deal.
Oh boy!
And it's just a bunch of good old boys sitting around, and I can see exactly how this. Hell, I ought to buy it and take a hammer to her. That's what I do.
That's right.
You know what? I think I will.
Goddamn, Clem, good dab. Do it.
He just thought it would be funny, and like when he's doing it, it's pretty anticlimactic. He's just like holding it up and beating it with the hammer, and there you go. There goes your $4,000, buddy.
He goes home to his wife. Well, honey,
you don't believe what I did.
On a Taylor Swift guitar, and I took a hammer to it because, god dang it, I don't believe she's a good American. So I took a hammer to it. I smashed that Taylor Swift guitar I bought, and all my friends were patting me on the back. So I feel good. Well, what a dope.
And the wife's probably like, "What are you doing? We could have given that to Ashley. She loves Taylor Swift. We could have given, He's just some, Yahoo just thought he, try to make the boys at the American Legion Hall laugh, on whatever."
Hey Doc, I got a question for you.
Tell me.
Well, not really a question. It's more a statement. It's a classic, a classic throughout the years. We've all seen. I've seen one in Oprah. I've seen so many different types of, ladies and gentlemen, chia pets. Chia pets, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody important has a chia pet. We all love chia pets. You slather that goo onto the goofy head, and pretty soon after you've slathered, it'll grow hair. And by golly, look at here, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The Gene Simmons, the chia head right there. Now, the ad.
What's taking so long, man?
I know. Well, the problem is, Doc, I totally believe this. The ad, it's signed. The chia head is signed by Gene, which of course it would be if it's real. And on the side, it has some phrase on it. I can't read it though on the ad, but I went to Amazon and I couldn't find the G. Simmons chia head. So I don't know if this is real. I hope it is. I would think it is, knowing Gene Simmons.
I totally believe it. Yeah.
Knowing Gene Simmons, yeah. Hell yeah, somebody comes
He's a
in with the
natural
idea.
for it. Look at the hair and everything. Yeah, it totally works.
Some people may say he looks like George Washington with glasses on, but I disagree.
No. It's got his jaw and his mouth and everything. Yeah.
And the chia looks fabulous in green. Yes, I wonder when they harvest it. Harvest is going on right now. You know that, Doc? Did you know that
time of year? Yeah.
On? Yeah, it's that time of the year. It's harvest time. Go harvesters. We dig it very much. But yeah, the Gene Simmons chia head. I can't find it on. There's a bunch of them on Amazon for all sorts of different things. But no Gene Simmons. So I bet you he's got to market it through his own company, because it's a it's a given. Come on, Gene.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
yeah.
God, that's something.
Just in
But
time for Christmas too, man. That makes the perfect stocking
exactly.
stuffer, and yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got to do something, though he's got a kicking band that's been, I think, I haven't seen any recent videos of him, but he did some shows with a really kicking rock band, and it
Yeah,
was a
the
good
festival down
time.
in South America. I guess
Man,
some Mexico
good,
shows. Yeah.
yeah, so good for him, but we'll be seeing hopefully him and his Chia Head in the future. But that's all we got for this week, man. A lot of wacky stuff going on. We pray for the folks down dealing with Hurricane Helene. Man, whole town's gone. Everything gone. That's just a freak out. But nonetheless, we hope you have a good time, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, why don't you take us home there, Doc?
Yeah, like I said, it's good to stop and take a little break from the real news and just see what's going on in the world of rock, with all the wacky stuff going on. So,
Mhm.
as you know, if you don't, please subscribe and catch us next week because we do it every single Monday, and we'll do it next Monday here, and we hope you're here as well. So, till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.